afternoon, Tigers, and welcome to TigerVision News for Tuesday, September 11th.
I'm Calista, and this is my co-host Alani. Thanks for joining us today.
Today we remember a special day in our country.
It's the anniversary of the attacks against America that took place on 9/11.
Many brave people lost their lives as a result of the tragic event, and we would like to honor them now by showing a video that takes a look back on those terrible days of September of 2001.
Where were you, and what do you remember about 9/11?
I was in 5th grade, and we were coming back from computer class, and I walked into my classroom, and my mom worked at the school, and she was best friends with my 5th grade teacher, and they were trying to get the janky old TVs to start working so that way we could do, so they could find out what was going on. And I'm from the middle of nowhere in Texas and had no idea what the Twin Towers even were. And so I didn't really understand exactly what was happening. I just knew that my mom was scared and my teacher was scared and that we all kind of should be scared too. And so then the rest of the week they sat us down every day and they would tell us an update and explain a little bit more about what was going on, at least the information that we had. Because you know how it is when the news happens. You don't know all the details, and the details that you do get are probably wrong, and so it was a very confusing time, but it made us all kind of grow up a little bit.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Tara here with
Mrs. Smith.
What do you remember about 9/11, and where were you?
I was actually here. I was in room 114 teaching 8th grade math when it occurred, and I just remember the kids being frightened. Remember going home to my children and my oldest daughter being frightened that her dad would have to go over and fight.
Thank you. Hi, I'm here with
Coach Springer.
And where were you, and what do you remember about 9/11?
I was in 2nd grade. I remember being in school, and they had a policy where they couldn't tell us anything. So on my way home from school, listening to the radio and hearing all about plane crashes, and me being in 2nd grade, I didn't really understand all of it, but I do now. So,
thank you.
September 11th, 2001. A day of grief. A day of courage. This is how that day unfolded.
My daughter called me. She said, a plane just flew into the World Trade Center. I said, nah, you gotta be kidding. It's gotta be a Piper Cub or some clown was flying down the river.
At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 from Boston, with 92 aboard, traveling at a speed of 470 miles per hour, strikes the North Tower of the World Trade Center complex. Within minutes, officials coordinate the citywide emergency response. Their base of operations is a state-of-the-art command center located on the 23rd floor of 7 World Trade Center. With one tower in flames, the tragedy is only beginning. It is 9:03 when United Airlines Flight 175, with 65 aboard, traveling at the speed of 590 miles per hour, smashes into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. This aircraft strikes the corner of the South Tower. It rips a diagonally shaped gash from the 84th to the 78th floors. The South Tower lasts only 56 minutes before it succumbs at 9:59 a.m. A dust cloud billows outward for blocks. Victims stagger away. At 10:28, the television mast atop the North Tower spears straight down.
Once the collapse started, there really wasn't any way to stop it. It was just going to go all the way down once it got started.
Chaos in New York City. Power is down in Lower Manhattan. Phone lines jammed with more than 230 million calls. Hundreds of firefighters trapped in the towers. Hundreds more race to the scene. Falling debris from the collapse of the north and south towers ignites fires in the neighboring buildings of the World Trade Center. World Trade 4, 5, and 6 are ablaze. World Trade 7, the building housing the city's command center, burns unchecked for 7 hours. At 5:20, it collapses. The city's emergency nerve center is destroyed.
Somewhere in that time, and it's very hard to keep track of time during this, they had been ordered to evacuate number 7 by the Port Authority. To this day, we don't know who gave that order, but whoever it was saved a lot of people's lives.
With New York a war zone, some residents walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to get out of the city. Others seek escape in vessels piloted by the Army Corps of Engineers. At 7:45 p.m., the New York Police Department says 78 officers are missing and estimates that 200 firefighters are dead. At 10:56 p.m., police officials say they believe there are victims alive in the rubble of the World Trade Center.
Working with urban search and rescue teams, there was a lot of areas to be searched underneath the debris field. There were voids that had to be searched for possible live people.
September 11th, 2001, the longest and most tragic day in New York's history, is drawing to a close.
Bless all the families that lost loved ones.
We will always remember.
That's all we have today.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see
We'll
you
see you
tomorrow on TigerVision
TigerVision
News.